Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you today. Going to get into Diego Pacheco and Steve Nelson, which is a really intriguing fight. I'm really into this. Before we get into that, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow 3Boxing blog, and all forms of social media. The Boxing Bookie comes at you for every single major fight, so you have consistently make money betting on the sport of boxing. Guys, join the Patreon. Get the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the boxing universe. If you join the Patreon, $5 a month, gets a lock of the week, gets you Ask the Bookie anything, gets you requested video, gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Patreon link is in the description. Just $5 a month gets you absolute best gambling advice. It gets you Ask the Bookie anything, gets you requested video. It gets you Ask the Bookie anything, it gets you the updated props, it gets the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe for just $5 a month. After you guys do that, head on over to carnivalbar.com. Go to carnivalbar.com. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. It's the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. That's promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. carnivalbar.com, and also go to Texas Boxing Scene. That's Texas Boxing Scene on YouTube. All proceeds go to autism research and recovery. That's Texas Boxing Scene on YouTube. All right, guys, I'm not feeling well. I'm a little out of it. I'm having trouble putting thoughts together. But let's get into today's show. Diego Pacheco, one of Eddie Hearn's favorite prospects. I think he's a good prospect. He's not what Eddie made him out to be, although he probably will get to a world title. What's interesting to me is Pacheco was so linked with the three matchroom prospects at the time. It was Pacheco, White Chocolate, Nikita Ababi, and Emma Williams. And they were both all 160. And Eddie, at that particular time, Eddie said, Pacheco was going to go to 68, and this is back in 2019. And the other two guys were going down to 54. And at that time, everyone thought Pacheco was probably the least of those three prospects. And here he is, and he stands alone. So 5 years in boxing is an absolute eternity. It's hard to believe he was 18 at that time. It's back in 2019. We were talking about those three prospects, which everyone loved. And it's Pacheco now. Pacheco's time. He's a good prospect. Eddie's always been in love with him. Long, likes to be at range, keeps the jab out. Obviously, he's a puncher. 18 knockouts in 22 fights. He's 6'4", 80-inch reach, I think he has. Good pop, good volume. He keeps punching. He's a good puncher. He's a good puncher. There's no other way. He places his shot well. He has good power. He's accurate with them. He times them well. He mixes them up. He's a good puncher. Everything that goes along with punching, he's pretty good at. His straight right is just money. His straight right's one of the better punches in boxing. He puts combinations together. Pretty accurate, like I said. He's got two-fisted power. He knows how to control distance. He maintains his range very well. He hasn't fought the best level of competition. That's something to keep an eye on. Not a ton of head movement or lateral movement. He's more stationary. He's more in front of you. He's got little angles that he works on the inside. But he just tries to be at range, and that's his defense. He's trying to be at range and maintain that range. And most of the time it works. It's not always going to work. He gets hit a lot on the inside. He gets hit a lot more than he would like on the inside. I guess not great. He can work his angles. He can hit his angles a little bit on the inside. But that's not really his bread and butter. That's not really what he is. He wants to be at range. And he uses his jab and he maintains range really well. But that's basically his defense is being long. Steve Nelson is an interesting guy. A little bit quicker than Pacheco. He's a smoother athlete than Pacheco, but he's not a really high-level athlete, and he's not really fast. He's just slightly faster and slightly more athletic. He's a little smoother. He's a little less mechanical than Pacheco. Short and stocky, front foot guy. He doesn't look like a typical boxer. He's a little short. He's a little stocky. He's built like a fullback, not like that swimmer's body like Pacheco has. He's a come forward fighter. Good pop. I think he might have more pop. He's got really good pop. But both guys can hurt each other on the inside. I don't think this fight goes the distance. Aggressive offensive fighter. Doesn't waste much. Throws everything hard. He commits to every shot. he comes in behind a high guard. This is going to be an interesting conflict, right? Like if he can get inside, he can do well, and it's an intriguing fight. Not a ton of lateral movement either. These guys aren't going to be moving around the ring. He probably moves a little more than Pacheco. He comes sort of straight in at you. He stalks his way in behind the jab and the high guard. Doesn't have great speed, but he's probably the quicker. He is the quicker fighter in the ring. Had a nearly 2-year layoff from 2020 to 2022. Right after the pandemic, he fought on ESPN when they were in the bubble and took almost 2 years off entirely and fought again late 2022, which is interesting. Keeps pressure on. Good pressure fighter. Doesn't have the best competition either. Strong as hell. Mauls his way forward. Changes levels well, and he stays on you. He mixes it up. He goes head body really well. He mixes things up. He stays on you. He's aggressive and he has a good punch output. He's a pretty good fighter. And this is a really good fight. And I know that these aren't the biggest names, and fight fans aren't like, this isn't something that's marked on fight fans' calendar, but it's going to be a really good fight. I'm probably leaning towards Pacheco, but this is a damn good fight. Let me pull up the right one. This is a damn good fight. This can go either way. I'd probably do this. What bet I do like is for the fight not to go the distance. I like this thing not to go the distance. I think someone's getting knocked out in this fight. So when the prop comes out, this bet's only going to make you about $28. I don't know. I'll bet Diego Pacheco makes you about $28. $28 on $100. I'll bet. What I would look for is a prop for this thing not to go the distance, and I would take that. I would look at the under, but if there's a prop for the fight not to go the distance, that's the bet you want to take. This is an okay bet. I don't feel uber confident with this. I wish the odds were a little closer. I do think Pacheco probably beats him, but this is a dog fight. This is a dog fight. This is a really, really good fight. I think minus 360 is a little bit wide. All right, so when the props come out, head on over to Patreon, files a month, and let's take a look for this fight to end it in a stoppage, because that's where the money's at. Okay. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow 3D Boxing, 3D Boxing Blog, on all forms of social media. The Boxing Bookie comes at you for every single major fight, showing you how to consistently make money betting on the sport of boxing. The bookies, the odds makers, they don't know what they're doing. I do. I'm going to show you how to consistently make money betting on the sport of boxing. It is January 13th, 2025. From Texas to the world, thank you, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.